Welcome to the print. I am Amana Begam Ansari. So, as a nation, we are on a brink of witnessing something very extraordinary. And after half a millennium of anticipation, Ram Mandir in Ayodhya is gearing up for its inauguration. So, time like this can be very, very emotionally charged, and people are filled with the joy that so many people from the Hindu community see it as a undo of historical injustice, and they feel that now their historical wounds are getting taken care of. And at a time like this, when this judgment came from judicial system, not that majority of the India has decided itself to just take the Ram Mandir for themselves, and the justice and the decision is also very balanced and fair, if you see, because Muslim are granted fund and the land in the same city to build their own mosque. So when we see this when we see that how much fair and balanced the majority is trying to be with the minority to get their justice, but at the same time do not demean and disrespect the sentiment of Muslim community, we still see that leaders like Owaisi spew venom again and again. And the same thing happened when Owaisi was giving recently speech, and he addressed the Muslim youth and said that the memory of Babri Masjid are etched on our memories, and we should not let it go. We should not forget about it. And this only says that how he is emotionally instigating the Muslim youth instead of giving them reasoning and sensibility. A leader should be someone who wants to create a society where one can coexist, where they learn to work on their differences instead of always going into this confrontational mode. But we see here that the leader like Owaisi are not is totally opposite of that. Instead of becoming a voice of reasoning, what he's trying to do is instigating the Muslim youth again, and that even after having such a tragic history around this incident. That when we remember about Ayodhya, we also remember what happened in the 92, the bombing by the Muslim school after that. And all this incident, all this um, all this loss of the lives from the both community in the rights after Babri Masjid demolition is should be a lesson to learn instead of uh, making it a fight of ego. And if Owaisi is really, really well wisher of the Muslim community, he would be doing that of the community or of and well wisher of the nation. And apart from that, Muslim youth should also need to moreover, majority of the Muslims have moved on from this issue, and they're happy that they finally got a solution. Many of them might do not like this decision, but they have accepted it regardless, and they do not want to do anything about it. But the reason even they haven't understood the emotion and the historical background of this conflict, because we have leaders like that, and then we have an entire leftist ecosystem cabal which keeps saying that there have been grave injustice with you as a community, and that will never let the ordinary Muslim to see beyond this narrative and make their mind based on fact and historical basically whatever evidence we have. So even KK Muhammad in his biography has written that this mosque has been built on the ruin of Mandir. So when we have this kind of um, evidence, and we have this We also have this fact that people in a 150 villages of Ayodhya do not wear turban and leather shoes from past so many centuries, because they have vowed to take back their mandir. So if you see this kind of tradition, you know this is also part of the history. Just that it is not properly documented doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So if you read, you go into, you want to find truth, you will get there. But again, it's so difficult to go beyond the emotional understanding and narrative, because there are so many people out there uh, arguing how Muslim community has been wronged in this entire scenario. However, I also want to focus here that how Islamic principle even advocate not to make any kind of mosque on disputed land. Uh, Also, it's not necessary that you cannot remove a mosque from anywhere, because you can see that keep happening in the Middle East if it's necessary. So mosque is just a place to pray. It is not something which is very sacred, and you cannot you cannot remove it. So also Maulana Wahiduddin Khan, who is a Islamic scholar, who has written more than 200 books and translated Quran in different languages, including Hindi and Punjabi. Also, he has been advocating for against the radical interpretation of the Quran, and he also mentioned that how Khalifa Umar has tried not to create any dispute when he denied to pray inside the church, because he said, if I will pray, I would pray here, and then my followers would possibly try to convert this church into the mosque, because according to them their Khalifa has prayed here. So that is the teaching of Islam, even to not create dispute and do not pray on a land which of the land where ownership is not clear. So even according to Islamic principles, we can see clearly that we should not fight for certain kind of place, and be adamant about it. I also tried to explore in my article that why this kind of statement we listen from our leaders, and why Owaisi does it again and again, and how Muslim communities should look into it and how they should feel about it. They should clearly understand that the way you feel as a Muslim about Makkah, Medina, the way Christian look at the Vatican, for Hindu it is the same sentiment when they look at the Ayodhya. And if you are not ready to acknowledge the sentiment and feeling of the Hindu majority, then you cannot expect them to extend the same kind of sentiment for you. So the coexistence and is two-way street, and you have to learn how to do that if you really want to create a society where social harmony remains. For more, please read my article. Thank you.